Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening. So today is Monday the 31st of August 2020. And this is Ajahn Sujan from Vyaggapajja Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. So as usual, I'm here with you all to share and to enlightening you from the Buddha's point of view, although I'm not enlightened yet. Hello everyone, hi David, Yvonne, Manish and everyone. So today is the last day of August, and days passed so quickly, and I've been reflecting on that, and I realized that only morning time I feel a little bit of more time for myself, and after that, once lunch done, then suddenly I have to think. My mind is consciously thinking of how to speak for the night, and how to make it easier to understand the teachings of the Buddha. And with that, often I just doesn't matter what I'm doing, most of the time my mind will be in there. And found that time passes so quick. And as you know, it's 5 months complete. 5 months complete since the lockdown began. And we are entering to the month 6. And still uncertain and don't know what to do. And I'm very uncertain what is going to be. And despite of that, we have to go on. And what I have realized that we humans are very, very good at adapting, and very good at changing. So when the lockdown began for the first time, everyone was panicked and psychologically depressed and stressed, and panic buying things and then stocking a lot of tissue papers. And I was wondering why they are buying only tissue papers that time. And then it went on, everyone been complaining, and then trying to find out that how long will it take and how long will it be, when will be the release of the lockdown. And suddenly after lockdown eased, everyone come back to the normal. Normal in a sense that ability to accept the virus spreading and cause the trouble to and then trouble to every one of us, and adapt, working from the house, or working a minimum in outside of the door, and also with mindful of any measures that they have to be aware of. And it seems like now it is becoming a very, very normal for every one of us. Everyone knows about the virus, and everyone knows about how to keep oneself safe. And again, sometimes humanity or the human rights can be a different issue, and people may have a different agendas. And yesterday I was watching the clip protesting against the wearing of masks and other measures that the governments have introduced. And that was in a Trafalgar Square in London. I found that I think we become a little bit more clever, or too wise. So that's why they went and complaining or protesting against these measures. And this afternoon, when I was talking to one of the nuns in Nepal, and she said that when we become very educated but doesn't make sense, then these troubles may come. And I felt like, she's talking right. So that's why education alone doesn't work. We have to have the inner wisdom. Yeah? And despite of it, that I also found that there are so many people losing their jobs, finding difficulties to pay off their mortgages, and even finding jobs, new jobs. And with that, and yesterday I was talking about living rightly, or right livelihood, which again against the so many living standards that one has to give up. And most of the time nowadays, easy to find the jobs would be in pubs or somewhere the delivery things, and mostly regarding the related to these wrong livelihoods. And yet we may have to rely on those in order to get the bread in our tables. So with that, again, Buddha, that's why when we look at the Vyaggapajja Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha mentioned that if someone would like to get the good earnings, one has to have these 4 qualities. And in Thailand it is known as the magic words to be wealthy. And you may find people will be reciting these 4 words, and just initial words, and reciting it, hoping that one day they will be rich and wealthy. And even if you look at the what's called the paper, the clothes that the venerable monks written for the protection in the houses or in the shops, that piece of cloth also written these 4 words. And these 4 words, initial words known as U-akasa. Yeah? So it's and then people will be chanting this U-akasa, U-akasa, U-akasa. It's like a sound like a Japanese. Yeah? But this recitation alone doesn't work. What Buddha simply was instructing that living a rightful living, or the right livelihood, should live with honestly, honest living, not a dishonest. So now, honest living basically means you have to have a honest earning. So that's U means the Uttana Sampada, means that you are basically not lazy to find a job, not lazy to go for a work. Doesn't matter, once you got a job, you are not feeling of a lazy because of the weather, or because of the rain, or because of some other problems. You will be striving to go and find that job or do that job without delay. So that is called Uttana Sampada. So, and again, we can find it a lot, examples of these things, that particularly the teenagers, they do not want, they want to be rich, but they do not want to work hard, and they don't have a patience as well. They want to they want to be rich, and they don't want to work hard, and they don't want to work dirty, and then they don't have a patience. And with that, we can see it won't be rich in the future. So, first quality that one has to have is this Uttana Sampada. It's an effort, not lazy. Honestly, then you can earn your honest earnings. And even this time of the pandemic, and a lot of shops been closed, and a lot of jobs been redundant. People are struggling to find the jobs, and this situation. Again, someone who is wise enough, they can find jobs to do. Like one of the Thai ladies, she lost a job, and she didn't know what to do and how to get the new jobs. All she did was she invented a new job by herself by making a banana and boil it and what is it called? And put some sugar in, and it's become a kind of a sweet. Now she sent one bag to the temple as an offering to the monks, and then told me that taste it, Venerable Sir, and then let me know whether is it good or not, right? So that's a new ways to survive, and new ways. So someone who is active and effort been applied, knows how to deal with that. And she has invented her own business. And she said that people are ordering her product. Similarly, I believe that there are other members of the community out there trying to find new jobs, new things. And this way you can get more earnings. And that earning is honest earning. And having said that, there are people who are dishonest, particularly like selling the drugs and or robbery, burglary, and also there are many politicians, those who are dishonest, and using this crisis and opportunity to get more income for themselves, and these regarded as dishonest earnings, and that's not the right livelihood according to Buddhism. And this is the first factor or first principle that one has to have. And now this is earning through only the honest earning regarded here as a right livelihood, living rightly. And then once you have earn with your honest working, you have to know how to protect it as well. It's called arakka sampada, means maintaining or protection, ability to protect your earnings in a suitable way, and ability to use it in a suitable way. There are plenty of people that once they got the money or earnings, and they will just spend on useless stops. And even I have heard a few stories that their payday hasn't arrived yet, but they have already spent more than their their income in their credits, and unable to pay off. So debts piled up more and more. And with that, stress has developed and caused them very stressful. Yeah? And this is again one thing that we have to know, how to protect or how to maintain the earnings. If you earn, let's say £100, then you should be able to divide into 4 divisions. As I have mentioned in one of the talks on the, I think 4 or 5 days ago, about how to divide the wealth in 4 different ways, and that's according to the Buddha's instruction. So you have to know that the wealth that you have acquired from the honest earning, you need to protect in a right way too, and not spoiling it at all. And I think yesterday I mentioned about a tragic family incident. A man who normally spend his earnings in drinking, and at the end I presume he died through the heart attack, and family just left poor. So in this way it happens. So that's why it's a matter of how much you earn and how to deal with that and how to protect. And that is the reason why under this right livelihood, Buddha also, when we look at it, we should be going and studying the Sigalovada Sutta and the discourse given to the Sigala boy, a teenage, in which in that section Buddha mentioned very clearly that one should be mindful of using the wealth in a suitable way, not going to spend on any substances that clouds your mind, or not going out in the nights, or basically what's called adulteries, yeah? And parties and sort of things. Yeah? So this is the second one, that earning that you have earned should be able to protect rightly, suitably, and maintaining it for your own good and benefit. And that is the second factor of this earnings. And the third, now this is again a very important factor. It's called Kalyana Mithita. And here Kalyana Mithita is basically means having a good friends. Now, having a good friends here, again, when you have money or when you are well enough, there will be plenty of friends to come around with you and helping you to spend money. Maybe inviting you for the parties, inviting you for the drinks, going out and about. So when you are well enough, there will be a lining up of your friends. But when you have a problem, there will be a few friends will line up, or maybe none. Right? So that's why Kalyana Mithita is very important. Even an English proverb or saying goes like, friends in need is friends indeed. Right? So when we need people, very few people will be around with you. And as a result of that, when you are earning honestly and you are well enough, and that time there will be a lot of people lining up and being a friend with you because you're well enough. And this is being a trend nowadays in modern time, that people want to show off simply to get more friends, and that is not a good one. Yeah? So Kalyana Mithita here is a person who is wise enough to support us when we are in difficult time, and also they will rejoice and appreciate in our success. And meanwhile, whenever we are walking on the wrong path, they will also help us to know that path that we are going is wrong. And obviously, again, sometimes people may want to hear someone's suggestions or warnings, and again, it's once you have got the Kalyana Mithita, then it's very, very important that once you know that he is a good friend who is always standing by you, then you should listen their advice. And this is again when we look at the highest blessings that Buddha gave a discourse on what is the blessings. The first blessings, Buddha said that disassociation with the foolish one or wrong friends, wrong people, is a very, very great blessings that we will get in our life. And the second blessings, Buddha said that having a good noble friends, one who knows what is good and what is wrong. And when we have this noble friend, what happens is that they will not encourage us to spend our incomes into the wrong place, into let's say drugs and alcohols, or and the spending without considering your incomes and your family and your future, like that. So the noble one will not encourage you to spend in those places, but they will encourage you to divide that wealth into the four portions, and within that four portions, again, they will invite you to do good things for your good in this life and as well as future lives. So that's why Kalyana Mithita is again very, very important. And this again you can relate to your own day-to-day life as well. That you can check yourself that there are friends who only turn up when there is you have a good success, and there are friends who normally always standing by you, whichever situation or whichever problems we have, they are there to support you, like that. And I have seen that there are few people that come across with me, and they are a little bit wealthy, or in a way they are well enough, and but their behavior is so bad, and that bad behaviors later on I realized that because they are having a wrong friend and also engaging in those so-called wrong activities like drinking alcohols and taking the drugs and going out in the nights and like that. Okay, so with this, what happened is that their practice of a meditation didn't improve, and their study of Dhamma again didn't do well, and their attitude didn't change, and the way they perceive the world doesn't change, and so and so. And with this, I even was asked one time that why this member has never changed, and my response was that I gave same instructions to all. It's up to each individual so that whether they take the teachings or not, and take away and practice and change and transform themselves or not. I have no rights and I have no power over anyone. Once it's all, it's up to them. I'm here only to guide or instruct and tell that this is right and this is wrong, and up to each and individual's conscious decision to change or transform themselves. So that's why I have seen quite a few members coming to the center and studying and practicing, and didn't change their behavior or their attitude, and didn't develop even the meditation. So such examples, again, despite of having good friends, sometimes because of their own attitude cannot change, and so we have to be very mindful of that too. So as a person learning, one who is good learner or a student should be a person who try to associate with the wise ones and good friends, and then listening good friends' advice, and if and whatever advice the good friends have given, and try to apply into the daily life. Once applied in this way, according to the good friend's advice, then a fruit will come for sure, and that fruit not only for the current present happiness, but also for the future. So that's why Kalyana Mithita is very, very important. And Buddha said that in this the story was like Ananda, the attendants of the Buddha. He said to the Buddha along with other monks that having a Kalyana Mithita is a halfway in the spiritual journey. And the Buddha said that no, Ananda, it is not a halfway journey. It is the complete. It is the complete journey once you have a Kalyana Mithita. So try to find Kalyana Mithita for your own good and happiness in this life, and as well as for the future, until attainment of liberation. Okay, and the fourth principle is called Samajevita. So Samajevita is basically means living a balanced life. Living a balanced life. And here living a balanced life means like when you have You are celebrating too much, and when you don't have, you're not or you are so sad in this way. Okay? Samajevita here means ability to keep your life in balance. Doesn't matter how wealthy you are, or doesn't matter how poor you are. It's a matter of how much you understand the material world and how you are engaging and living in a simple life, in a balanced life. And this balanced life, again, very, very important. And this moment, it's basically you become sensible of your own senses and ability to restrain your senses. Okay, restrain your senses and keep your mind in balance. And all the wealth that you have earned, honestly earned, and spending it in right causes, and spending only for good causes, and living a balanced life. So balanced life is the most important factor as well, right? So in a right livelihood, despite the Buddha said that those 5 livings or works should be avoided, but in the meantime, once you have found the good work or right livelihood, or the work that is in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha, one should work hard with these 4 principles, and that is like a gatha to be wealthy. Yeah, it's called uakasa. So I offer this as tonight's reflection, giving you a gatha to be wealthy and rich. Don't forget, once you got rich, give some donation too. Okay? Right. Thank you everyone for listening, and with this, may you all be well and happy. May the Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha bless you. Few moments we will have a chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. Until then, goodbye and good night. Sadhu.